Oh my God, I cannot tell you how inspiring it is to see so many beautiful people standing up today. You are giving me a lot of hope right now. And as we know, in this moment, hope, that's like the whole ball game. So thank you. My name's Regenburg, and nowadays I'm a lawyer at Public Citizen, which is one of the organizations that has been filing and litigating some of the legal challenges against Doge and Musk and Trump. And like Asim, I want to direct us for a moment to think about another power grab attempt that occurred recently on the global stage. Just a few months ago, on December 3rd, the right-wing president of South Korea declared martial law in that country. He ordered his troops to block the opposition party from entering the South Korean National Assembly. A lot of us may remember how in that moment, faced with that overwhelming force, the opposition lawmakers didn't blink. What did they do instead? They formed human chains, right? They overcame the barricades. One lawmaker literally grappled with a soldier grabbing his rifle, and ultimately they succeeded in taking back the parliament and blocking their would-be dictator's seizure of power. Vigorous opposition to tyranny is possible. And it's worth keeping that in mind as we think about what's happening in America today. Elon Musk is taking control over the fundamental payment apparatus of the United States Treasury. Friends, that is seizure of dictatorial power by any other name.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
We're talking about a corrupt and unaccountable billionaire deciding what government bills get to be paid and what don't, right? Being able to delete the files that control your Social Security payments or the funding to your kid's child care program, right? To unilaterally shut down a congressionally created agency or to cut off all the payments to, I don't know, a blue state like Rhode Island, right? This is unimaginably dangerous. And the longer that Trump retains this access to our payment system, the harder it will be to undo the code changes that his henchmen are making. I think it is very fair to say that we have not faced a constitutional crisis of this magnitude since the Civil War. And unfortunately, Democrats here have been a lot slower in responding to this crisis than their counterparts in South Korea. Now, the good news is this does seem to be starting to change. And that is in large part, I think, because of patriots like all of you who have been calling into our representatives' offices at record numbers. It's working. As Asim said, the recent all-night stand against Russell vote is a great example of Democrats beginning to step up their game. And our senators' participation in that effort should be celebrated. In fact, let's give them another round of applause for that work. More. And another piece of good news, Democrats' increasingly strong messaging on Elon Musk seems to be making a difference, right? His approval rating has taken a big dive recently. It's one more piece of evidence that actually engaging in adversarial politics works, right? Publicizing and opposing the horrific things this administration is doing rather than just accepting them can shift public opinion. We can make a difference. Shut it down! 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 Shut it down!
Shut those motherfuckers down! Yeah! What the fuck?
Yes, shut it down. That's the point, right? Because in the midst of this truly unprecedented threat of Musk's takeover of Treasury, in this moment, we are here to say respectfully but firmly, we need even stronger leadership. The reality is Democrats have additional tactics that they can and should be bringing into this fight. Now that applies first to our congressmen, and it's worth noting to them that in the United States Senate, impeachment motions are privileged, meaning that any Democrat in the House can bring articles of impeachment against, say, an administration official who's openly flouting a court order, and then they can force a vote on that motion by the full House. If nothing else, embarrassing the few remaining moderate Republicans into having to defend this utter lawlessness. Every House Democrat has the power to do that. Do it! Do it! Do it! Do it! Do it! But in particular, this applies to our senators because the United States Senate is an institution designed to protect the rights of the minority party. That means that Democratic senators like our Jack Reed and our Sheldon Whitehouse have an arsenal of procedural tools they could be using to disrupt and delay this out-of-control MAGA agenda. Use them! Use them! So super briefly, let's just talk about those tools for a second. First, Democratic senators could place a blanket hold on all Trump nominees until the crisis at Treasury is resolved. Senator Brian Schatz of Hawaii has already announced he's putting a hold on all State Department nominations to protest the illegal demolition of USAID. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't see why Hawaiians should be getting stronger leadership in this moment than Rhode Islanders are. And we are asking Senators Reid and Whitehouse to join this action and extend it to all of Trump's nominations. Shut it down! Shut it down! Shut it down!
Shut it down! Shut it down! Shut it down!
Second, we are asking for the denial of unanimous consent. And I know we're getting a little nerdy here, but just stay with me. Unanimous consent is the framework by which the Senate operates. So technically, all of the basic day-to-day functions of the Senate, from scheduling votes to moving bills forward, they all require time-consuming procedural steps, roll call votes, debates, the whole glacial shebang. It takes up a lot of time, and that's why senators generally agree or unanimously consent to skip over all these procedures. But here's the thing, they don't need to agree to that. It is 100% within the power and prerogative of Senators Reid and Whitehouse to begin denying unanimous consent to everything, which could effectively grind Senate business to a crawl. Shut the Senate down!
Shut the Senate down!
Shut the Senate down!
Shut the Senate down! Shut the Senate down!
Finally, Democrats in the Senate could use quorum calls to disrupt the flow of GOP business. Now, officially, according to Senate rules, business can't be conducted without a majority of senators present on the Senate floor. Of course, most of the time nobody asks for a quorum because there's rarely a majority of senators present, right? They're at committee, they're at fundraisers, they're with constituents, they're dialing for dollars, they're at home sick, right? Whatever it might be. But any senator can request a quorum check at any time, which makes the clerk do a full roll call. And if less than 51 senators respond, then Senate business stops until there's a majority. Shut it down! Shut it down! Shut it down! Shut it down! Shut it down!
Shut it down!
Now, these aren't tactics to be used for everyday run-of-the-mill disputes, right? And to be clear, none of them are actual solutions, right? An effective majority can still overcome these strategies eventually.
Make them do it.
But make them do it! Thank you! These are actions that could force the GOP to fight for every single destructive step they want to take. And we are here today to make clear to our senators, we think that matters. Right? Because the slower we can make them go, the less they can destroy. And the more time that we can demonstrate the depravity of Musk's attempted coup to the public. It's a simple idea, right? When you're in a five-alarm fire, you use every tool at your disposal to slow it down. Slow it down! 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 Now, listen, I know we have been through a lot since November, right? I'm sure like many of you, I took the time to get off social media, right? To try to ignore the news for a while. We have done our grieving. We have done our spiraling. Now, it is time to shake the numbness off. The literal worst people in the world are threatening everything that we hold dear. And like every would-be tyrant in history, they want us to think that we're powerless to do anything about it. But you know what? You know what? We have power! And you know what? Our Democratic leaders have power! And we need them to start acting like it. Thank you. When the United States is under attack, what do we do? What do we do? When the United States is under attack, what do we do? What do we do? Stand up, fight back. What do we do? Stand up, fight back.